Okay, hi everyone.
Hi.
Let's
Hi.
let's wait just a couple of minutes to share the links to wait you to join us.
Oh, we can mute it here.
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of features.
Great.
And
Great one.
tester sees a new tool. Oh, I can do this and this. What is
Yeah,
this?
always always a chance to test something new.
Yeah.
Okay, just last minute.
So, guys, what about small talk?
Yeah, we're so concentrating, yeah, on sending a lot of links. Yeah. Actually, today it's like a great topic to have a small talk because today's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have a great when we can't?
Yeah, sure. If you're like spending a lot of time in front of your computer, it's always like a great idea to have a rest, yeah, outside.
Yeah, and learning something new.
Oh, this is great. Yeah. What about work-life balance?
Very important feature because actually some of people I've been asking this question about work life balance. Are you good at it? And they, yeah, I've heard about it in some books. Like, yeah, what is it? I
Yeah.
understand what is it. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I suppose we can start. So, first of all, let me introduce our special guest. It was kind of a secret because usually we've written in our post, guys, today we are going to meet someone. And our total secret was our today's guest, who is Victoria Snovska. She's a project manager, she's a QA team lead, and she's certified coach. So cool to see you here today. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for introducing me. And I would like to say thank you about advertising me for this meeting. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. So, actually, we've got, let's move on strictly to the question, yeah, because I've got very important one. I suppose, like very general still. How you like have you found your way into the testing? Yeah, it's like it's pretty hard to imagine that it was like your childhood dream to become a tester, yeah, to develop great career in testing. So tell us, please, why testing? How did you make it?
Yeah, so it was an interesting story how I found my way because I used to work as a psychologist, as a social pedagogue at one of the best, I guess, best gymnasium in Minsk. And I used to love my work very much. I didn't even mention about IT career or something like this. So IT world was like something like there were no IT in my world.
The other
Uh,
planet.
yeah, it was like the other planet, and I was like a simple user. I can just print something in Microsoft Word, so do some PowerPoints presentation, and that's all. Yeah. And one day I decided to create my own website about psychology. And I found some courses about how to create websites on Joomla, and I did it. And then I start watching lots of YouTube videos, something like this, and I understood that I definitely should go to learn about SEO optimization. Yes, and
Okay,
I
not testing
yeah
unexpectedly.
yeah yeah. And I went to IT Academy and start learning SEO optimization. And I understood that there was another world uh, even existing. So another world existing. And after I finished my courses, it was really interesting. I started talking with my friend. Those times she worked as a software testing engineer in one of the biggest IT company in Belarus, and she told me something like, "Oh, Ciao, really? But I'm a software testing engineer, and Ciao, they, get not lots of money, but software testing engineer got lots of money, and I get lots of money at once, something like this." And I started thinking about it. I started watching some, searching some job opportunities and so on, and compare SEO optimization and software testing engineer. And I thought, it's interesting. And I started asking her about her job. And she was absolutely in love with testing. She loved it very much. And she told me lots of interesting things. And she told me not only about testing process, but about community, about this IT world, about this company. And, I started thinking about it. And after several months, I decided to go and to learn how to be a software testing engineer. So I went to AT Academy, and there was one of the best tutor ever. It was Evgeny, and he was one of the best tutor. Yes, and he loved what he did. And I watched at him, and I started loving this job because everyone around me loved this job. And I talking not about only job, only process, but about community, about communication, and about people in this world. And also, it's very interesting because I noticed that IT people, they look younger than they are. It was so surprising me. Yes, that they're you look, and it was one of the one of some among other reasons why I choose this profession. So it was one of
Instead
the
of plastic surgery,
yeah.
let's go to IT.
Can't explain
I
it,
never
guys.
think about this.
Thing
Yeah,
I
wow.
can't explain, but all people in IT, they look younger than they are. Can't explain. So this it was my way to IT. How I found, how I started thinking about it.
So, but when you all just like start your studying, was it something that you expected? Yeah, because you're talking about great impressions, people who love their job, yeah, good-looking people who can get a lot of money. But what about studying? Yeah, and actually trying to apply for a job? Was it like an easy way?
Guys, it so let's begin from starting. It was completely not that I expected. I didn't understand anything, and it was like, I'm a person who likes languages, French, English, and so Polish, so on. I like literature, I like cinema, and so on. I don't like mathematics or some technical thing, and when I came to the course, and it was really hard for me to start thinking how technical person. And it was like, I just felt like new island of knowledge start growing in my brains. It was so hard. But and also as I said, so my tutor was one of the greatest tutors, and he said something like, guys, you should start learning how to Google. And it was the best advice because I had to start. I spent lots of hours googling, and it of course it helps me to grow my new island in my brains. Technical.
Faster, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, that's a very good point because sometimes people who are trying to enter like IT world, this like another planet, they expect some school classes or
Mm,
this like teaching approach. Please provide us absolutely clear instructions. Yeah, provide absolutely clear test
yeah,
tasks or something like that. But it's actually impossible for this sphere where you like should
yes.
learn it all the time. So the first you should do from my point of view, yeah, is to start learning by yourself, yeah,
Yes, yes,
to understand that you should learn to learn, and only the next step will be to learn, yeah, the testing. Because yeah,
totally
if you,
agree.
yeah. So, do you remember your feelings when you were trying to find your first job? Because actually, this marathon is devoted the way from employee to employee. So, was it like a very difficult experience for you, like challenging one? What was your feelings?
Okay, before I went to the IT Academy, I had a really good plan how to achieve my goal, because I had a goal to be invited to one of the best company in Belarus. I really wanted it, and I had a really good plan and a really powerful goal, And the first difficulty was that everyone around me, almost everyone, not everyone, but almost everyone, told me something like, "Oh, come on, come on. No, this is not for you. Come on." And also, when I went to the classes, when people starting to be a tester, almost half of my group said something like, "Guys, come on. It is not for us.
Come
Let's
on,
be
people who are studying testing.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's be honest, people. Let's be honest. It's not for us. Only 1% was able to to be invited to IT company. Let's be honest, something like this. And so this is the first difficulty. But I
Actually,
cope
that's
with
a pressure. The
yeah,
pressure that you should be,
yeah.
yeah, to cope with.
Yeah, and my suggestion here, when you hear from your from surrounding people that it is not for you, it's not possible, and so on and so far, just close your ears, and that's all. Close your ears. So I'm there. I can't hear you. Sorry, sorry, I can't hear you. So it was my way. So I stopped listening. All people around me who told me it was not possible. Um,
Actually, it saves a huge amount of time for studying, yeah? If
yeah,
you haven't uh, to think about your feelings, it doesn't add you some additional nerves or something like that. So you feel like more focused. So
yes, yes,
ignore ignore obstacles if you have like a primary goal.
totally agree. Totally agree. So I was really focused on my goal, and I guess it helps me. And also, Marova, I had a huge list of benefits that I get when I started working as a software testing
You've
engineer.
created such a list
Yes,
for you?
yes, I've created such because the second problem was that lots of time, I guess 100 of times, 100 times, I would like to just to stop it. I would like just to get rid of my MacBook, just to close it and stop it and finish it, because it was for me it was really hard. And uh, but I had a list of benefits, and I always when I felt like I didn't want to do it anymore because it's really hard for me, I just open my telephone and look through this list. Yes, and I saw some points really important for me, and I told myself, okay, Vika, let's do it. Let's do it. And I opened my notebook and started working again. So this is the second problem. And
Why? This is, I think it's a great advice for our audience.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And according to your question, Ludmila, about my first job. So after the course, I was invited to the interview to my company of my dream, and I passed this interview. And it
Was
was
you sure in yourself?
no, no, no. The best advice here was I thought I did my best. that what it would be, let it would be, something like this. So I did my best. So that's all. And after this interview, it lasted 4 hours. I was so exhausted and I didn't want anything. And I told myself, okay, so I failed, totally failed. Let it be so. Okay. It's not my jobs, and so on and so far. But, surprisingly, I was invited to the lab of this company, and then I had to pass, I guess, 3 interviews to be invited to the production. And it was hard too because they asked me about some technical skills, about database, about client server architecture. And I was so nervous in my first interview. That's when interviewer asked me about something like, what technical skills do you have? And I couldn't say anything. I was thinking about technical skills, and this thoughts was going round, and I just looked at her and didn't say anything because I was nervous and I was thinking only about expression technical skills.
So the
That
first interview failed, and still there is a
totally,
possibility to become QA test lead. Yeah. So
yeah,
d-
yeah.
don't be afraid to fail. Yes, it's quite normal. So the more interviews you have, do you remember like your 10th interview? I suppose like your career is long enough. Was it so nervous, the 10th one?
My oh, it's a really good question because my last interviews was like, what about finding a new job? Okay, let it be so, just for fun, just to be sure that I'm really good for IT sphere, that I have enough skills and so on. And after these interviews, everyone would like to invite me to their companies, and I don't want to quit my job. I don't want to change it. I'm so sorry. And I
Yeah.
stopped
What
doing it. I stopped
what
doing it.
what a power, yeah, when you like feel you have nothing to lose, yeah, when you're absolutely relaxed, like
Yeah.
without going round with simple
Yes.
questions, yeah, you feel like relaxed enough to answer the
Yeah.
questions, maybe, yeah, to
Because
talk with the interviewer, even if you do not know questions, just to suggest some idea, and it works.
yeah, because so now it is not so so important for me. It was not so important for me those times. So it was like I just it's just for fun, and I was really relaxed and really just I was myself. I was myself.
Yeah, actually, we with Ludmila yesterday during our like conversation during our live stream, we've discussed, yeah, that failed interview is not the end of the world. Yeah, it's still an experience. You can gain some knowledge, some new skills during this experience, and from one to the second to the third, you're gonna do it like better and
Yeah,
better
yeah.
and better. So.
And I remember one piece of advice that my tutor, one of the best tutors ever in my lab, told me those times. She said, like, your project finds you. Don't worry, your project always finds you. And it was one of the best advice I've ever get, because it's totally true. Because if you're trying to reach if you're trying to to reach your goal, to reach your, if you know exactly what you want, if you would like to do to have something, or to be invited to the company of your dream, or to the project of your dream, if this project rejects, how to say, so refuse to take you, it's okay, because it's not your project. It's okay, it's
Absolutely.
okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
your, it should be like, love from the first side, from both sides, you and your employee.
yeah,
Right,
actually,
like
we
with person, yeah, we have friend with become friend with someone or in love with someone, and this like two people, two
Yeah.
sides.
Besides,
Yeah,
yes.
let's imagine that you like try to learn a lot of new skills, that you to learn how to work with a lot of technical tools. You are trying to gain as many knowledge. You are trying to apply at the vacancy. Imagine it's only backend testing, yeah, without actual UI, and you just hate like testing this
Yes.
part using this like it requires a lot of technical skills and you hate it. It's like I cannot imagine getting up early in the morning and imagine, okay, it was my goal to become a tester, but I have to do the work I hate. So still it's like it's not doesn't sound like a benefit or something like
Mhm.
bouncy to find, yeah. So let's be honest with yourself. That's a great advice, yeah. Your project waits you, just don't stop having some fails, yeah,
Yeah,
having some difficulties. Remember about your powerful goal and the list of benefits. I
yes,
suppose
that's true.
that that's cool, really really cool advice. Okay, so maybe you know, well, maybe you remember about some mistakes you've made during your way, yeah, while finding a job.
Mistakes, mistakes. So, I didn't learn database at once, and I had to do this. Yeah, and to my third, I guess, interview, I learned it. Yeah, maybe that's why I got my
The
job.
position.
Yeah, the position. Yeah, because it's really important to learn theory and to be really good in theory, because lots of people would like to be software testing engineers. Lots of people are juniors, and knowing of theory and database is one of this part, is really important to know, because I don't know who'd like to get you if you don't know some basic things at the moment.
So if I will ask you about the hardest question you've got during your like first interviews, that's going to be databases.
Yeah, it was like, no, the hardest question was like, what technical skills do you have? Yeah, it was. I was shocked and stopped, and it was really like I was, just uh, I had no ideas in my head. It was like
Be-
just
yeah, because you expected a clear question and straight one about what DB or something like that,
yeah,
and this quite like
common
general question.
question.
What to say? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
there
the
are a
word.
lot. What do you want? What skills I've recently gained? Yeah, I can present you at the level maybe you expect from my side.
Yes.
So yeah, again, so the like the hardest question is the question which you start with. Yeah, maybe when the question tell us about your hard skills, when it is asked like in the tenth time again, it doesn't seem to you so difficult. So
Ah, yeah,
practice makes perfect.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's totally true.
Okay, but now being a manager, you as a person who conducts interviews and now you knows the requirements to junior testers. So give some recommendations to our audience how to pass the interview successfully, yeah?
Okay, so I can give you some tips. The first one is that knowing theory is a must. This is the first thing that I ask theory. The second one is you should know what you want. You should have the description of the perfect job, something like this. Yes, you should have a list of some points that you would like to be on your perfect job, because this list shows your values, and it's very important. If your values sounds like my values, and the values not mine but the values of the company, it's really important to have common values. And so what else? Learn English. It's really important if you would like to have a good job in good company with interesting projects. It's better to know English well. Also, ask questions because it's really important. If some people start asking me questions, I always note what kind of questions are they because. Sometimes I can just okay, theory is okay, something is maybe you should learn, but your questions were really good, and it's very important for me because I understand that people read about the company, read about the project, and have some questions. He is interested in our company, in our projects. It's very important for me to understand this point. What else?
What is more important, hard skills or soft skills?
Okay.
Like, if I'm not so good in theory, but we've got like pretty close values with the company, will you like hire me and teach me everything?
Okay, so I guess it depends on projects and project needs. If I need some person with strong technical skills, with knowing database, with client server architecture knowledge, and so on, so of course I have to ask you about these skills. Yes, I have to check your skills. But if I just need some junior with good skills, with good communication, who can just learn quickly, and whose eyes are sparkling, and he would like to learn new things, he would like to work, he would like to get this job very much. Of course, then I choose this person. It depends on project and project needs, like this.
Okay, and maybe any red flags when you
Oh.
see the person, yeah, and you understand, okay, I will never work with this.
Okay, the first red flags is a bad behavior. One time it was a person who just started shouting that he was right, something like this, and it was like definitely not. So thank you very much for your time. No, 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 it's not. So when people behave like angry, when person is angry and aggressive and rude and so on, so it's a red flag.
No one wants to work with such
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
yeah?
no one wants to work with such people. Yes, and of course I understand that people are nervous, but you should just know how to take you yourself in your hands. Okay, the second one is when person answers like I don't know, and that's all. I don't know, and I always try to think aloud. What do you think? What do you think? Suggest. Just I would like to understand his way of thinking. But he said, such people says like I don't know. That's all. Unfortunately, it's a red flag. Yeah, because of course you can you don't know, you can't know everything. Of course there is some things that you can not know, but if you start thinking, if you start thinking aloud, trying to find the right way, so it's really good, it's really good, and it can helps you to get the job of your dream. But if you say like I don't know and that's all, no.
It doesn't work like that. Yesterday, yeah, we actually discussed this point as well, that just answering yes, no, I don't know, it's like not a good idea, because sometimes it's even no, the only right answer, yeah. And as you've mentioned, managers just want to hear the way you're thinking, yeah. Do you have like logical, analytic way of thinking? Are you creative enough? Or something like that, yeah. So don't be afraid, don't knowing the answer, be afraid to answer so short
Yes.
without additional information. Yeah, even if you are ready, like to say, okay, I don't know this topic, but I know a lot of other hard skills, for example, and I'm a quick learner. If it requires for the project, I'm ready to study it, something like that. Is it going to help a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So I guess I have two red flags. I guess I two red flags. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, and do you
Thank
have
you for
any?
sharing them with us.
Yeah, thank you. What about like, do you have like interview with a junior specialist and you see a person and you understand, okay, this is the one I want to work with? And if yes, could you explain, yeah, what was so attractive in this person? Yeah, because at this competitive market, everyone wants to be the person who catches the attention of the manager. Yeah, so
I guess there are there are two main things when you interview juniors. The first one is his, of course, hard skills. So lots of people finished some software testing engineers courses. Lots of people. So how to find your person, how to find your specialist among all of them. So the first one, you should be competitive. So competitive means you should learn theory very well, and also answer almost all the questions about theory. But there are lots of people who knows theory very well, how to choose. And there is a second part of the interview, how this person fits the team and the company. And only personal skills, soft skills, personality helps you to join this team, because all managers, they look at the personality and how this person uh, fits the team.
is it possible to hide some unpleasant features during the interview?
Now, when I feel some unpleasant features, it means that person doesn't fit to our team, because it doesn't fit to me and all people in my team. It's very easy to communicate, to work with, and so on. And when I feel that with this person, it's really hard to communicate. This person can be, really good in technical skills, but it's really hard to communicate. It's really hard to understand each other, and it means that. I guess that it would be really difficult to communicate the whole team with this person as well.
Yeah, that's today that's all about agile, yeah. People and their interactions are
Yeah.
above process and tools. So if you are just are not able, we always like emphasize the importance of communication, because usually when you are thinking about testers, this is kind of person who stick to the web application and trying to find a lot of bugs, because when he or she finds 100 bugs, he will achieve some great prize. But
Mm,
actually, being a tester, that's much more about communication, yeah, than you can imagine at this stage. I remember that it was like so big surprise, even like knowing this idea in theory. I've expected like I cannot say like I've expected less communication, but
uh,
actually, yeah. I don't expect that you have so many communication with different team members, like business analytics, with your project manager, with developers. Sometimes you start
with
talking with one developer,
Sometimes with clients, yeah.
with clients, yeah, maybe the hardest part to have communication with, especially if you're a junior. So that's like if you feel that you like not self-confident enough, that you like easily being stressed, that's always a good idea to work with these problems as well, yeah, not only
Yes,
to
sure.
learn new opportunities that Postman can provide for API testing, yeah, but also about you as a man, yeah, what you're going to do.
Person.
And actually you've mentioned a good idea that there are thousands, like hundreds of people who are finishing different courses. So is it really important to have a certificate about some courses? Because I know that some courses will send you just a link to some paper or something like that. But is it in IT world when I will apply for a junior position, is it important to have this sheet of paper that proves that I am a tester?
You know, as a manager, I never ask about certification because I just talk to the person and I understand everything. I don't care about person's certification if he doesn't know anything. Okay. And if he knows everything, I I don't care about certification as well. But I know that for for HR, for some other people, it can be important, and they ask to just to please send me your certification about the ending of some finishing of some courses and so on. Um, for me, it's not important, but for other people who participate in interviewing, like HRs, it can be important.
Important, yeah. So it can be a stopper if, for example, I have a good knowledge of testing theory, but I do not have a certificate.
It can be important to go through this level, HR level, the first level, to because so HRs, they are the first level to the interview. So it is between you and interviewer, and it can be some problems with it. Yeah, but for me, it's not important.
Yeah, so if the tester will show enough skills for you
Yes.
that it's
Yes.
applicable for this position, you will tell, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
today, actually, internet provides you with a lot of opportunities. Yeah, no need to go actually to some offline courses. Yeah, you
Yes.
can learn, you can like do practical tasks or something like that, and to be like more closer and closer to your dream of becoming a tester. But for now, is it like you've got a list of skills, like soft, hard skills that junior should possess? Or
Uh,
like,
okay, so good English is a must for our project. Also, this person should have logical skills. So this person should have a good logic, and also he should junior. Yes, when we talk about junior, okay, he should be good at theory, and I can ask about some database queries or some client server architecture, but it's not really important. But it's really important that this person just knows theory. It shows me that he's really interested, and I shouldn't have spent time for teaching him some, basic things. Good communication skills, and I guess should be this chemistry, some so-called chemistry. When when it is easy to talk with this person, easy to talk.
you are talking about theory, yeah, good theoretical knowledge.
Yeah.
Do you like asking to do some practical task during the
Yes,
interview?
of course. Of course. This person should test some form, login form, and write back report. Uh, he should know about life cycle, so software development life cycle, and software like life cycle in general, about all these phases and so on. He should understand all
The
these phases
process in
as a
general, yeah.
process in general. Yes, he should be good at bug reporting and test cases creation. Test cases creation. He should know this, fields,
Attributes, yeah.
attributes. Yes, you're right. What else? What else? So I ask, I ask, so I give some real situation, and I would like to, to see how this person think about it. So the way of thinking of this person, what he's going to do next. What is the next step?
Could you
It's really.
provide any example of such a
Right.
situation?
For example, I give such task like imagine that you're trying to log in into the some page, okay, some application, and you enter right login, correct password, click the button login, and nothing happened. What are you going to do? So I should listen, and of course, I'm waiting some answers. Like I would like to go to the DevTools and look at the server responses and so on. And I say, okay, that's okay. Uh, Imagine that you go to the DevTool and you see 500 error. What are you going to do next? And it's very important. And all the time, I'm waiting when this person said, I write bug report because every almost everyone forgets about this and start thinking what he's going to do. Junior, imagine Junior, what he's going to do with this 500 error response. Okay, and then I ask, okay, let's talk about bug report. Please write bug report. And I can see just his English and the way of thinking and the way he can create this bug report and so on.
Such
And
a
so,
such a great task. Yeah, I think that
wow,
without asking directly about technical skills, yeah, you feel like, are you thinking technically? Yeah, what? And it's like understanding the general process. Yeah, here are the mistakes and what is your way, yeah, to this desirable back report. And
yeah,
here are one more, one two three four questions
yeah.
further.
And I also like to ask some questions about some situation questions. Like, imagine that you are the only person tester on the project, and no one can help you. What are you going to do? Something like this. Okay, there is one dev lead, but he doesn't want to help you because he has lots of work to do. What are you going to do? So, and that's also. I just would like to see the way of thinking again and knowing of the process, of course.
Yeah, so actually there is no like one correct answer. Yes,
Yes, yes,
some options, but to suggest you some options, you should understand in general, yeah, the processes, because actually maybe this is one of the most problematic. You've got the book and you can learn some theoretical points like seven testing principle, but the processes you shouldn't understand them. Yeah, maybe
yeah,
to read a lot of different sources, like watch useful videos on YouTube. Yeah, because join us to understand when we are learning the theory, like trying to cheat the theory, we're trying to describe it from the point of processes as well. Yeah, maybe our videos are not so classical one. Yeah, but we with Ludmila are trying to explain why do you need them. Yeah, who, it's not like, okay, you understand that the final stage is test result report, but who needs it? Yeah, why? When learning the theory, yeah, it's very important to learn the answers to these, like close to the practical questions.
yes, yes, totally agree.
Uh, Great. So, actually, do you think that now it's a good time? You know, it's economical crisis. Yeah, a lot of bad news comes to us every day, unfortunately. Yeah. So, is it a good idea to start learning testing? Maybe like let's wait for 5 years.
I, I think that, okay, it's a very good question. But I think if you would like to do something, you should do something with it. And if a person has a powerful goal and a plan how to achieve this goal, everything is possible. And I know at the moment, I know examples when juniors have found their job in IT companies. I know these examples. So it shows us that everything is possible. Yes, maybe it's harder than it was like 2 years ago, but it is possible.
Is it like possible for only students, young people, or is it still possible for switchers? 'Cause despite the fact that IT sphere is always like trying to be out of harassment, let's be honest. Yeah, we are all people, and or sometimes we can like meet not so good people, yeah, who still thinking about ages and so on. So does it really matter for you as a manager to hire like 18 years old good candidate or 30-year-old 40-year-old good candidate?
No, no, no at all. If you cope with such situations, that how someone tells you that you are too young or too old to have your first job in IT sphere or other spheres, it's not the place of your dream, because your values doesn't correspond to the values of the company. That's all. If someone start asking me about my age, my
Marital status,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Kids.
kids and so on. So it's not company of my dream. No, 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 no. Because there are so lots of companies in the world with values that closer to me, and I don't want to lose time for such companies with such not mine values. That's all.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I totally agree with you because again, it's not the end of the world. This company will like it will be a challenge to work with people who are going to ask such question, yeah, or to tell you that okay, today we do not like you because you have not appropriate age, but tomorrow I'm going to be older and older. It doesn't mean that I will have like less qualification still. Yeah, don't be afraid, even being a junior, don't be afraid to reject like offers, to reject
Totally,
some
totally.
some
I'm sorry, because you will be unhappy in such companies if your values and values of the company don't fit each other.
Yeah, great. So maybe you will provide like more. So we've heard that it's great if you have a powerful goal, and
Yes,
it's great, yeah, if you have like a list of the benefits. Because I remember, like, again, while learning, it was sometimes so challenging that I can understand you completely. That sometimes uh, you just want to stop, especially when at your previous job position, yeah, you was successful enough, yeah, you were successful enough, yeah, you've got like good understanding of the processes, you've been recognized, yes, as a good worker, and here from the very beginning, like, how not to be afraid of like starting from
uh,
scratch?
this question is not for me, because for me it was really hard to pass this period of time, um, from the beginning, from the when I started.
Idea.
Yes, no, 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 not idea, but it was really difficult when I came to the company, and maybe first half year was really difficult for me, because I had to be in a position of student. I had to start from the beginning, and for me as a person, it was really hard. And because previously on my job, I had a reputation, I had a value, and so on. I knew everything in this sphere, and I was so, I thought that I was so, not the last person, yeah, something like this. But in the company, I had to start from the beginning. I was a junior, and
So you
it
have
was
to just accept it, or
uh,
what? Or to
no, it
struggle with yourself?
everything was new for me. Everything was new. It was like a new world with new people, and my strategies of communication with people, my strategies of thinking, everything didn't work, and I had to start over. So because everyone told me like, "Oh my God, it looked like you are a teacher," and I said, how did you understand this? You talk like a teacher, and I understood that it's really true. So it's like it's a part more, it was a part of my personality. Everyone understood that I used to be a teacher, so my strategy didn't work, and it was difficult to find out new strategies of
But
communication.
you've managed to do it.
Yeah,
Uh,
how you manage to do this? Yeah, how, what
you
you
know,
did to change this?
yeah. So firstly, it was really hard, and I just refused to do anything. Like I came to work, and I just did my responsibilities, and went home. That's all. I
Okay,
didn't want
there's the
to
stages of
have dinner.
acceptance.
I didn't want to have dinner with people, with team, because it was difficult for me to communicate. I didn't know how to communicate. They, talk. It was difficult. It's a part of my personality. It was difficult, and then I started just okay, Vika. Uh, there is no any way. You should go and start talking with people and start be a part of this team. You should just do it. Go. And I guess that's the best way here for me would be like to ask for help for some coach or some psychologist, someone, or maybe body, or maybe some person who who went through this process, and maybe it would be easier for me to cope with it, much more easier than it was. But in the end, when I started to push myself, and I opened my list of benefits, and I said, okay, this is okay, done. But I had lots of new one. I had to do this. Go.
What
And
about the technical part? You're talking about communication, yeah, but still,
okay, so about technical parts, just learning, and that's all. It was not difficult for me. Just open the book, open YouTube, open Google, ask my mentor. It was great that there was a mentor on the project. Ask my mentor. Everyone was really, really kind to me, really patient, explained everything. So there were no problems with technical part. It was problem with personal part.
yeah, I remember that even trying to like get into the communication. Yeah, this is a story I'm always telling all of that, like all of people there. When join the project, you can hear a lot of words, like you
Yeah,
understand
new
each of
word.
these words
Yes.
absolutely separately, but when they're like gathered together, it doesn't make any sense, and you try to catch all the ideas, like to understand. So I like how Ludmila Bear tells, yeah, don't be afraid to be afraid. Yeah,
Ah,
this is
great. That's great. Yes, great advice.
this is
Don't be
like a
afraid.
part of the process. Yeah, don't be afraid, but do
But
something.
do
Yeah.
something, yeah. Don't. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Really good. Really good. And also, yeah, I remember about new words. And on the first project, uh, first couple days, everyone discussed in the daily meeting, everyone discussed something, and there was a word pre-purchased, but in Russian language, this word in English, it was strange, pre-purchased, and they pronounced it like pre-purchased, short, and I didn't understand what this. What's yeah, and on the maybe second or third day, I was brave enough to ask. I'm so sorry, but I had to ask, and they explained me everything. And after it, when I, become brave and started asking, everyone answered, no problem. So
Okay.
everyone understood that.
And there was no reaction. Oh, you are stupid. How you know?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
So it's
It was
yeah.
only in my hand, yeah, in my head, yes, because everyone was so kind, was so patient, and everyone understands that you are junior, and it's really good to ask as many questions as you can, because if you
What
don't ask
about asking
questions,
questions during the interview? For
yeah,
example, if you just ask the questions like too fast for me, is it a bad sign if I will ask you, sorry, could you repeat the questions? Or
no.
sorry, I don't understand this word.
Yeah, no, not at all, not at all. And even it's a good advice when some forgot something, you can say, oh, can you repeat, please? I'm not sure I'm really understand your question. And this way you start and thinking, oh my God, so how to answer it? You
Yeah,
know,
it buys you, yeah,
Mhm.
just more
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
yeah,
It's a great tip.
yeah, thank you so much. So maybe we have like 5 minutes left. While let's ask our audience if you have any direct questions, ask these questions in the comments. But maybe while they are just writing their comments, you will provide like uh, the most of the questions I ask you today. Vika, you are a manager. Please provide some advices. Yeah, but Vika, you are a certified coach. You are a very pleasant person. Maybe some personal advice to people who are so afraid, who are afraid to be afraid, and so on, who are just at the very beginning, who are just employee. Yeah, what could you advise them? And guys, please write your questions in the comments. It's high time. Yeah.
Okay.
So, any advice?
Okay, my advice. The first one is when you are afraid, it's okay. It's okay. Everyone is afraid, and even I'm afraid of lots of things. But let's do. So just do it. Be afraid and do it with fear, with nervous, with some unconscious, and some um, yeah, and just do it. Just do it. This is the first one. Also, you should always have a plan, and you should always have a goal. And the answer to the questions why are you doing this? Why, for what? For what? It's really important. You should always have a list of benefits. What you get when you have it. It's really important not to stop, not to quit, not to just it's not for me, and that's all. The next tip is to stop listening people who tells you that you it's not for you, it's not possible, and so on and so fast. Just stop. Okay, let it be not possible. I just do it. What else? What else? Remember that your ideal project always finds you. Remember that. Do your best and let it be what will be. And also maybe share your emotions, share your fears, share your some doubts about something with a coach or with person you trust, with body, with person uh, who has such experience. Just share. And also, um, I remember one phrase from my course. So our tutor said us when we ask, "Is it okay? My home task, is it okay? My table, is it okay?" And he always answered like, "And this is also possible." And I thought it was a joke because those time I needed some example how to do this. And he said, "Okay, it's okay. It's all also
Yeah,
possible. Yeah,
it's
also
it's
possible."
it's like a very frequent case when students expect ideal
Yeah,
template, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
ideal example to follow. Provide us a perfect test case, and we will repeat after you. Yeah.
No perfect example. It is also possible, like you do it, but do it. Do it. Don't wait for some excellent example, for some excellent time, for some excellent, circumstances. No, just do it at once. You think about it and you should do it. And this way should be really short. Think and your action.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you
sharing
so
these
much.
ideas.
Yeah.
Ludmila, any comments? No?
No comments, no
No,
questions.
no
Thank you, guys,
question.
for inviting me. Thank you very much. It was really nice to be here with you and with your audience. So thank you very much and bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
thank you.
sharing your experience. We
Yeah.
hope it will be useful to someone who will achieve their dream, who will achieve this list of benefits. So, see you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.